Hi, and welcome to another episode of Kitchen Table Talk. Today, we're going to be talking about the Arizona immigration law, which has been a hot topic for us on the site and our Facebook page. And is it racial profiling? What is it all about? So let's talk about it a little bit because you guys are definitely chatting about it.
Well, let's talk about the difference between the federal law and the state law. What is the difference?
Well, I'm not really sure. I know that the federal law says you can't be here illegally, and I thought the state law was supposed to be backing that up because the federal government wasn't really enforcing that law.
So it's really a redundant law.
Well, that's part of the argument against it, is that it's a redundant law. And then
And
the
it
other
puts the
part
focus
is that
on local law enforcement versus
which is
federal law
rough
enforcement.
on them.
Which is rough on them.
Because of this added little special thing that they are going to be asked to, ask for papers when they pull someone over, ask for people's proof of citizenship or visas or whatever, which, by the way, you have to, you can get asked that anywhere you travel in the world.
Who's they? Brown people?
Well, I guess technically they could ask anybody. They aren't going to be going around going, hi, you're brown, give me your papers.
Are you sure? Because that's what reasonable suspicion means to me. You don't look suspicious.
But I thought the law was that if you get pulled over, you have to produce some papers if you're asked. That's what I'm not really sure.
Well, I actually think that it was a little gnarlier, and then they noodled it.
They de-gnarlied it?
They noodled it because everyone was freaking out so much, and so they did take out some of those kooky words.
We're talking about the difference between
carrying papers and not carrying papers.
Right.
Who has to carry the papers? That's what I don't understand.
Okay. Well,
everyone's carrying papers now.
Well, here's the intention of the law is that it's supposed to make it safer for the people who live there because there's a lot of unsafe things going on in the border states.
Because
and so
we buy drugs and sell guns.
But just like we have the TSA agents at the airport, they check people. They check brown people. They check purple people. And I don't know why they don't check more people that are reasonably suspicious.
She's saying it. What are you saying, Deborah?
I'm just saying that there's a way to be smart about enforcing the law of the country. And I'm just saying.
Guess what? The 9/11 terrorists, they weren't brown.
No,
and by the way,
but
Jihad Jane, she wasn't a guy.
Well, right. It's changing, yes. But those guys could get through our porous border with Mexico. So I'm just saying that reasonable suspicion is super broad, but I would assume that law enforcement has the wherewithal to know that if they start only asking brown people for their papers and only walking around and rounding up people just to ask them for their papers, that there's going to be hell to pay.
Well, of course.
So why can't we trust them to do the right thing to keep things safer?
No, well, I think that, the point is our borders need to be secure. I mean, we live in a post 9/11 era. Our borders need to be
that we do agree.
Locked down, right?
But at what cost, I guess, is the question, right? Is it racial profiling or is it not?
No racial profiling. Everybody needs to be accounted for, and everybody should have the same rules, not just because of the way you look.
So it's kid 1 and kid 2. Everybody has the same rules in your house, and everybody has the same rules in America or when they're here.
Same boundaries, same rules. Same consequences.
Would that it was that easy, but in principle, that's a good idea. Anyway, so if you want to go on our racism hot button and weigh in, we'd love to hear what you opinionated moms think.
Don't judge a book by its cover.